welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. This is my one and only juniper. So I do actually have one that's in my landscape trees, but it's not in my bonsai collection. It's one of the first trees I got after I picked it up. I mean, this was actually just $7. There was a clearance plan at Lowe's. After I picked it up, I started seeing a bunch of people say that you couldn't keep a juniper in Florida because it needed its freezing time. This is one of the trees that cannot be kept indoors, but it's not because it needs to freeze. I think it's just one of the trees that needs the outdoor humidity changes. Sometimes it's hard to explain. I'm not even a scientist about stuff like that and everything. I just know that they will definitely die if you try to keep them inside. And people up north think that you can't keep them in Florida because they're under the impression that it's the freezing temps that are needed. Where and of course there's plenty of subspecies of juniper too, and I'm sure there's some that do need the freezing. Obviously this one doesn't. I've had this one since 2018, perfectly healthy. Try to shoot some older pictures here and everything. I haven't done anything with it for about 2 years. It's been in this pot now for almost 5 years, I think. I may change it soon. It seems to be draining still just fine. I'd like to get it into something maybe a little bit better looking one day, but of course, right now, it doesn't really look like all that much. Of course, I haven't really been doing all that much with it either, so today I'm just going to clean it up some. It's got a lot of just crotch growth and straight up and down growth. And I'm going to clean it up and probably get some wires on the secondary branches this time. Maybe some of the primary ones too. But I can see that it's actually started to develop. At first, it only really had these main branches. You can see this side has like 3 main branches. This side over here has one bigger branch with, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 other ones that have been coming off of it all along. But now some of these other branches have like little ones coming off of it. They almost seem a little bit too spindly to wire, but I think I can get some on there. It'll all just kind of depend what it looks like when I'm done cleaning it up. I did notice a little while ago it had a whole bunch of these. Let's see if I can get a better shot. There's some berries. There's some up in there. And let's go ahead and just pull one off here. Little juniper berries, I guess that's what they make gin out of. I don't know if that takes a special kind of them to do that or not. It was covered in them. I almost made a video then, but I've been kind of busy with school and taking naps and stuff and everything. Don't really have much of a vision for junipers. Again, I got it when I was brand new. I had a vision for nothing. Since then, I've decided to just kind of concentrate on what I know does really well in the area. In hindsight, I probably could have got some more of these because they seem to be doing just fine. I will just kind of note, Lowe's had it marked as a Procumbens Nana. People say that's not what it is, but then they offer no clue as to what it might be. It doesn't really matter all that much to me, but anyhow, since I don't really have much of a vision, I don't mess with it all that often or anything, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the one half first, and then I'm going to sit back and just kind of look at the other half and compare and contrast what they look like after they've been cleaned up. Might give me a better idea of how much I want to work this side, and also how many of the secondary branches I want to try to save and or get wire on. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started here. Again, just trying to take care of the straight up growth, straight down growth, crotch growth, etc. Alright, so that's that side all cleaned up. There is a lot more foliage on this side, but I think about the only huge difference is this side's now thicker and that side's a little bit more sparse. Of course, I'm going to even it up now. I did, as I just kind of took a look at it and everything, I did decide that this branch here, I probably should have went ahead and popped off when I had the chance or when I was coming around to begin with. It's kind of curving back. As I was pruning, I thought I could get some wire on it and make it a little more natural. but it was curving back and down a little bit. I just think it was a little out of place, so I'm going to take that one off. And then let's see, go ahead and just get started on this side here. Alright, so at first glance, it doesn't seem to be as sparse on this side as it is over here, and it's not. There's actually, you can see here, the main part of the trunk kind of comes up, and it seems as if the tree went this way, and then this is just kind of a branch, kind of a secondary branch that got a little bit bigger than the other secondary branches. There is a little, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, there's a little dead piece right there. I'm considering getting a little bit of lime sulfur on it. I may or may not today. I'll kind of wait until I get to that point there. I don't know how much time I'm going to have. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. But I'm going to go ahead and get some wire on it. I think as I get some wire on this side, it'll not only look a little more sparse, but I might actually even clip a little more out, just as I kind of notice it when I get a little closer look at it when you're putting the wire on it. And we'll see what it looks like after that. Alright, and it didn't turn out exactly how I had envisioned, but at the same time, I think it's okay. Take a look all the way around here. These secondary branches were right at the edge of being a little bit too spindly to try to get any wire on. But I went ahead, I actually just had a little bit of some thin wire like that left over. Here lately, it's like 1mm wire or something like that. Here lately I've kind of just learned that I think I was wiring a lot of trees a little bit too early. I've been letting them kind of grow out and thicken up a little bit more. But of course, it's a juniper and it's a little bit different than the trees I've been used to dealing with. Been kind of getting fairly decent with my ficus and everything, still learning on the one juniper that I have. I did kind of remember that part of the other reason I haven't gotten any more, even when I was young, I worked for a landscape company for a little while. I was in Virginia, and even working on these, like, I get kind of itchy. I think I might be semi-allergic to something in the sap. But anyhow, that'll just about do it. And I do think one other thing I'm going to try to do here is this little piece here is a little bit of dead wood that I saved. I thought I remember starting a sherry on this tree at one time, gave up on it, and then this little piece here, I just saved this little stub. Didn't seem appropriate to try to chop it all the way back. I still could do that. I bought some lime sulfur dip for dogs, and from what I understand, you're supposed to dilute it. And also, it's extremely caustic. I would never use it inside. I can't, I'm not going to really make a video of me using it, especially for a little small piece like that. Definitely something you have to use outside. Apparently, if the wood is wet, it will take the lime sulfur a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and wet it down. And I'm going to go out there and just try to get a little bit on there. Like I said, rather than diluting it, I'm going to get gloves on, some goggles on and everything, and I'm just going to try to just dab just a little bit on there. Alright, so mission accomplished. I don't know how well this is going to come out in the video. It is a whiter than it was, the thing there. Piece of dead wood, if you will. The thing, I don't know what's wrong with my thought process here, but I did put 2 coats on. Really kind of unsure whether or not you're supposed to get it wet between the coats. I got it wet. I put the first coat on. I let that dry, and then I put another one on there. I understand it'll take several treatments before it's completely, kind of bleached like it's supposed to look. I do have, just as I was waiting for it to dry, I was just kind of looking at some things. Since this branch is kind of so long, I mean, I have had thoughts of taking that off or maybe even leaving some of it and having another little piece of deadwood there, and or when I do take it off, just next time I replant it, I'll plant it up like that, and then just have it a little more upright like a tree with only that other side. You know, like I said, I am used to how tropicals react to everything, and tropicals carry their energy, if you will, in the roots, to where you can, you know, cut them all the way back, all that kind of stuff. And from what I understand, the energy in a juniper is in the foliage. So, you know, I got to be careful what time of year I do that, or even just, you know, if that's going to be too much. So I'll let this recover for now. If this recovers a lot stronger than this side, I'll definitely start considering that, with all the energy going that way anyway. But we'll just see how it recovers from this first.